Oh my god, hit start and I'm yawning so bad. Good morning. Good morning, you guys. Dude, I had like a dream that started off as like a really, really nice dream. And then it just like completely devolved into like a nightmare, dude. I had a dream. I was like a really nice hotel. It was like a nice place. It had multiple rooms and stuff. But the only reason why that's important is because there was a bunch of different beds because it was like multiple bedrooms in the hotel room, and I was gonna go pick one of the beds to go snuggle and sleep in. And so I was like Goldilocks. I was shopping around looking for the perfect, just right bed, right? So I find it, and right as I'm about to start like laying down and getting comfy and getting cozy, one of my front teeth falls out, and I'm like, uh-oh, that's not good. That's especially not good, right? And then as I'm worrying about that one tooth, all of the rest of my teeth fall out like fucking corn, and then I wake up. Yeah, it started off so nice. It was such a nice dream. It lured me in, and we're not even gonna talk about the fact that I was gonna dream about sleeping. Oh, but welcome in, you guys. I hope y'all are doing well. Love my bed so much I start dreaming about it, dude. Stay strong, Velfar. I believe in you. Alright, let's see who all is here. First was taken by Alex. Thank you so much, Alex, for taking my first today. It makes me very, very happy that you could be my first. Then we've got Daily Pillows, we've got Jeremy, we've got Alex, we've got Red Golite, Leonix, Coffee. Welcome in. Thank you guys for grabbing your daily pillows. Leave me nice and comfy cozy with your daily pillows. And let's see who we got in the queue so far for the readings. We're starting off with Alex, who wants a general reading. Zalfar, who wants a general reading. Red Golite, who wants a general reading. And Jenny, who wants a love reading. I got you guys. Let me sip some of my water. I'm still waking up a little bit. I literally woke up like 10:50. So 10 minutes before I was supposed to go live. Okay. I'm ready. Let's do our tarot together. So we'll go ahead and we'll start with Alex. Let's see what we got for your general reading. I hope you guys have been well. I hope you guys didn't have any nightmares while you were sleeping. It was a little freaky. You never expect them, and they just kind of sneak up on you, you know? Hi, Crystal Carol. We're currently doing our queue through Twitch stream right now. But if you want to request, I can have you hold the line if you want to. We have a current queue, but if you want to go after Jenny, I can get you after Jenny. We're doing Alex's reading right now, though. I won't be able to do yours right now. It'll probably be in like 30 minutes. Let's see what we got for you, Alex, for your general reading. You have to be on Twitch. It's just easier for me to keep track of the queue if you're on Twitch. But if you want to just wait until after Jenny, I'll put you after Jenny. Which, like I said, will be in like 30-ish minutes when I get through everybody so far. I'm still waking up a little bit. Oh my goodness. Big yawn. Let's see what we got for you, Alex. Okay. We got all of the cards for you, Alex. Let's put them up on the screen. So, hi, Sammy. Welcome in. How are you? Alright, we got all of the cards for you, Alex, for your general reading. So in order of left to right, we have the Six of Swords, we have the Hermit, and we have the reverse Four of Swords. So let's go ahead and start breaking this down for you, starting with the Six of Swords, right? The Six of Swords is a card about a journey to a new place, right? You're taking all the good things with you. You're excited to see where you're heading next, you know, what direction you're going in now. And it's basically like you're on the road heading out to a brand new good place. You're excited for what's ahead of you in your life, right? It's success after the anxieties of everything that's come before it, you know? So while things may have been really anxious and scary while you were trying to deal with them before, it feels like maybe now you found the specific direction that you got to go into, you know? We also follow it up with the Hermit card, which, while the Hermit does tend to have slightly more reclusive qualities, the Hermit is somebody who leads by example. They're very much somebody who has a lot of life experience. It feels like you're working your way to becoming a hermit. You're gaining a lot of life experience. You're starting to, I think, in a sense, be a bit more humble about the world around you and working towards becoming somebody that other people feel like they can rely on, you know? But we do also end this reading off with the reverse Four of Swords. And the reverse Four of Swords tells us, like, this is just a moment's rest, right? In the grand scheme of, like, the battle of life and everything that you're trying to deal with right now, the reverse Four of Swords tells you, this is your breather. You can let down your guard right now. You can breathe. You can relax. You can bandage yourself up from all of your wounds and you can heal. But you can also just, you know, relax, breathe. But then you got to go right back out there and start charging forward. Also, oh my gosh. Hi, Crystal Carol. Welcome in. And thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. I like your username, Vampirus. Very cool, very cool. But yeah, so it feels like the cards are telling you, like, it feels like you're moving forward. It feels like you're moving in a good direction, but you're not done fighting yet, you know? So pat yourself up, take your breather, get some water, you know? But then you still gotta charge back out there and keep fighting, you know? Yeah, of course. If you want to redeem, it's a point redeem. So if you click the little star button, you should have like 300 now, 300 little stars. It costs 5 stars to get into the queue. Yeah. It'll be labeled tarot reading. That's the way we normally do the cue. Oh my god, my roommates are so fucking loud. As soon as I go live, they're like, okay, it's time for us to start blow drying everything. It's time for us to start going to the bathroom. It's time for us to make a smoothie. I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ, dude. God damn. But yeah, I hope that helps, Alex. Fingers crossed. It does feel like you're moving in a good direction, but you still gotta keep fighting, alright? Also, yep, there you are. You're officially in the queue now. Yay! Next up in the queue is Zelfar. Are you still fighting for your life? Are you still fighting for your life, Zelfar, in the video game? It's okay. You can just chill. Hi, Zelfar. And Zelfar wanted a general reading. You said I'm fighting for my life. I believe in you. But not as hard now, that's good at least. And let's see what we got for your general reading, Zelfar. You're fighting a horde of alien zombies? Oh my god, they come in both? They can be aliens and they can be zombies? That's kind of crazy. I bought pizza and it's the wettest thing I've ever eaten. Ew. Is it like because it's oily or because it's like soggy from like the sauce or something? Why is it wet? Why is it wet, Gabby? What the fuck? Ew. What a ew. Well, welcome in. Maybe you can like take a, I don't know, like take a paper towel to it or something. That's crazy. It is oily and soggy. Oh god. It's like the worst of both worlds, dude. That's crazy. I guess you know not to ever order that fucking pizza again. I'm so hungry, but it's so gross. Ew. Maybe you can like bake it longer to make it less soggy, and then you can like get some paper towels to like dab off the excess oil off the top or something. That's crazy. Let's see what we got for you, Zelfar. Yeah, air fry it. Stick the whole circle of pizza in your air fryer. Or like the individual slice or whatever. What do I know? Okay. I got all of the cards for you, Zelfar. So let's go ahead and put these up on the screen. Starting with... Paper towels working overtime right now. Yeah, they're trying their hardest. Next up, we've got lots of sword cards today. Very fun already. And then this one is... There we go. Alright, we got all of the cards for you, Zelfar, for your general reading. In order of left to right, we have the Sun, we have the Two of Swords, and we have the King of Wands. So right off the bat, this seems to be like a really nice reading. In general, there's like a little bit, but we'll dive into it. Starting with the sun, of course. The sun being warmth and optimism and happiness and light. It feels like you're reaching yourself towards your goals. You're growing stronger. You're growing taller. You know, not literally. I mean, maybe literally, but usually it's not literally. But it feels like you're actively growing. You're actively reaching out towards your goals, and you just feel bright and very sunny. You know. Interestingly, though, we follow it up with the Two of Swords, which is kind of a card of like wishy-washiness. So it feels like you've got strength, you've got passion, you've got warmth, you've got excitement, but also it feels like you maybe don't know where to direct that energy to. Like you've got all of this energy that you're ready to use to make something happen. But what do you make happen? Is kind of what it feels like you're at right now. It's like, what do I use all this energy for? What do I use all of this inspiration on? You know, what should I spend it on? I don't know what to spend it on. So it feels like you're torn between probably at least two things of where you should kind of go, what direction you should kind of go in. And in that regard, your sort of back and forth has led you to not actually make progress. You know, like you're doing well, you're happy, you're excited, you're like, yeah, let's fucking work. And then your brain follows up with, okay, what should we work on? And you go, I didn't get that far. I didn't think we'd get that far. I didn't think of what we were gonna work on. That feels like kind of like the point that your brain is at right now. But we do follow it up with the King of Wands. And the King of Wands is very fiery, very passionate, very electric, very energetic. It's somebody who lets their passions lead them, to the direction they want to go in as they take the mantle and move forward, right? And I think that's kind of what you got to do right here is just, well, are there any things right now that are really appealing to you, that are really drawing you in? Things that maybe you've wanted to try, but you never had the chance, but you're really excited about or passionate about, you know? I think that's what you should be sort of diverting your newfound energy on, is these things that light that internal fire within you, right? And I think you'll find that your passions can be your strongest leading factor and motivator in pushing you forward. Because you got the energy. I think it's just a matter of, like, directioning that energy into where you want it to actually go to make it work, you know? I want to get back into woodworking. I think that'd be a really good idea. Woodworking is so much fun, dude. I've done a little bit of it. I'm not like super crazy at it or anything, but I've dabbled in woodworking. It is very satisfying, especially like the sanding part. The sanding can be a little messy, but it's very satisfying to be able to like rub your hands over the wood and like feel how smooth it is. When I do have something major in the works, yeah, I think you just gotta utilize that energy. You gotta give it a very effective, very straightforward path for it to follow. And I think you'll find a lot of productivity, you'll find a lot of things blossoming, you'll find a lot of projects finally starting to come into fruition, you know? You got this. But yeah, I hope that helps so far. You just gotta direction all of that good energy you got. You gotta make it go in the specific ways you want it to go, you know? You'll lose your mind. Why, Alex? Don't go fucking crazy mode, dude. It's okay. Daijoubu. It's okay. Next up, next up is Red Go Light. Check DMs. I was gonna say, the only person who sent me a DM is Core, who's sending me food videos that are making me exceptionally hungry. And then I see you just sent it. Oh, look at that. Wow. That is pretty big. Very exciting. Alright, are you here, Red Go Light? Did you disappear on me? Let me drink some more water. There you are, Red Go Light. Hi! Alright, and Red Go Light also wants a general reading. So let's see what we got for you. I said I have a head hurty time, so I go eep on my couch because someone stole your bed. Oh my gosh, yeah, go get plenty of rest. Make sure you drink lots of water, take some painkillers if you need to. I hope you sleep well, and I hope you don't have any nightmares like I did. I believe in you. But good night. See what we got for you, Red Go Light, for your general reading. I wonder if it's because I made some corn and like some stuff earlier. I made like egg salad sandwiches and I added some corn into it. And then I also had like some spaghetti and I added some corn to that. I wonder if that's why I dreamed that it looked like kind of like fucking corn, dude. That's crazy. I'm like trying to like analyze my dream right now. Like, why did I have that dream? Okay, we got all of the cards for you, Red Go Light. Can I just be more comfortable in the bed sometimes? Sometimes. I think sometimes they can be more comfortable in very, very short-term use. But I did used to sleep on a couch for quite a while. And after a while, after like a month or two, it's like no longer as comfy or fun to sleep on a couch. Let's see here. First one is... So hi Moon, welcome in. How are you? Next up is... Beds feel better after a couch. They do. They really do. I love my bed, dude. I love my bed so much. That's why I dreamed that I was picking out the perfect bed to sleep in before the incident, before all of that happened. It was a really lovely dream up until then. I'm okay, tired from working out. Haven't done that in a while. Ooh, nice, nice. Make sure you hydrate properly. Get those electrolytes back. But I'm proud of you for working out. It'll be a little sore, but it'll be worth it. Alright, we got all of the cards for you, Red Go Light, for your general reading. In order of left to right, we have Temperance. We have the Two of Coins. And we have the Eight of Wands. So let's go ahead and start breaking these down for you, starting with Temperance. Temperance is a card about going with the flow, you know? You're not trying to fight the current of life. You let it carry you to where it decides to kind of take you, and you're sort of just like along for the ride. Sometimes it's better to not fight where you're going, but also this is a card about finding balance within yourself too. It's about adaptability. You know, when the current goes up, you learn how to swim. You know, when the current goes down, then you start walking a little bit more. When the current's strong, you don't fight it, and when it's weak, you can swim a little further out, you know? But it's about kind of figuring out what you can do in the moment and making what you can do work for yourself, right? And then sort of tied together with that sense of balance is the Two of Coins, right? The Two of Coins is balance, right? But it's also harmony despite change. Even though the things in the world around you are changing and evolving, you know, it's important to realize that you can still kind of find your place with it, you know. You did get hired as a substitute teacher recently. Oh my gosh, that's so exciting, Red. Congrats. Did you get more bow ties? Did you get those bow ties? You gotta. I told you, you need at least a brown bow tie. It's a classic neutral shade that goes with so many options in your closet, right? But yeah, the Two of Coins is balance, harmony despite change. It's also a card of a messenger or news. Once I get the bow tie funds, okay. I'll believe in you. I believe you'll get that nice bow tie check coming in. But yeah, and then we also followed up with the Eight of Wands. And the Eight of Wands is a card of dedication to a cause. It feels like you've got your sights very, very laser focused. You know what you want. You're charging towards it. And you are juggling a lot of different things right now. But you are juggling them successfully because you've got kind of like a one-track mind. You're dedicated. And I think that's what's going to help lead you to further success down the line, is the fact that, yeah, sure, you are juggling and managing multiple projects at once, but it's the fact that you've got very much like your eye on the prize, right? No pain, no gain. There's definitely some pain from having to deal with all of this stuff simultaneously. There's definitely going to be some growing pains too, I think, as you kind of get used to where you fit in the job and how things work. But I do think overall you're heading in a good direction for yourself. Just try not to fight the current, go where it kind of takes you, and learn to be more adaptable. And I think you'll be good. But it does feel like you are in a good path for yourself in the direction that you want to head in. So yeah, that's exciting, Red. Hell yeah. You bringing your little calculators with you? You in your glasses. Woohoo, good path. Yeah, it does feel like a very good, very optimistic reading for you. Next up, we've got Jenny. Jenny, are you here, Jenny? It's time for your love reading. Did you disappear again? Gives me a chance to drink water, so it's fine. Did Jenny disappear? She may have. I don't see her. Okay. Jenny must have disappeared, so we'll skip Jenny for now. And we'll come back to her later. Next up is Vampirus. And Vampirus had asked, it was about college exams, I believe. You wanted to ask about college exams? So let's see what we got for you, Vampirus. Hi. Also, hi Jacob, how are you? I was wondering if I'll have the funds to do so and also pass the exams. I will say those are definitely more yes or no questions. I don't know if I'll be able to get an accurate reading on a yes or no question, but I can ask, what the cards think about you and the exams and stuff and kind of see what we get from there. What we can infer from that. But for sure. But hi Jacob, welcome in. I see you over on YouTube side. Yeah, I find tarot cards aren't super great with like hard yes, hard no questions. So I usually try to give it the chance to be a little bit more open-ended. That makes sense. There's no yes card, there's no no card really, but there's some cards that mean good things, there's some cards that mean struggles, there's some cards that mean struggle with victory. We just gotta see what cards you get from that. What we can deduce. I'm good, how are you? I'm good. I'm still a little eepy. I woke up not too long ago. So I've been yawning. Oh my god, I yawned again. There you go. I'm eepy. But that's my secret cat. I'm always eepy. Let's see what we got for you. It's all in perspective rather than spiritual stuff. Yeah, that's kind of how I personally interpret it. It's like the cards have a lot to say in helping you kind of realize your own situation, Is there a way I can join the queue? Yeah, it's a Twitch redeem. You just redeem the tarot reading and you'll be in the queue. Easy peasy. But yeah, I definitely see the tarot cards more as like a tool to use for introspection and self-reflection. That's how I've always personally viewed them. It can give you like a different way of thinking about things for yourself. All the cards for you. So let's put them up on the screen. Starting with for your reading. So in order of left to right, we have the Hierophant, we have the reverse 5 of coins, and we have the reverse Justice card. So we start with the Hierophant, which is very much like a spiritual leader, somebody that you can rely on, who definitely, I think, understands some of like your struggles, somebody who can guide and help lead you forward, right? And this can mean in like a lot of different ways, but in terms of like college, it could maybe be like maybe a tutor, it could be somebody who's taken the exams before and kind of knows what to expect in terms of like prep. It could maybe even be just like reconnecting with the teacher to help you move forward with studying in specific areas that maybe you feel like you're a little bit weaker at, right? Also, hi, unknown channel, welcome in. So like I said, we start right off the bat with this Hierophant, which is, it feels like maybe the best move is for you to start looking for somebody who can help you, right? Because you don't have to study for the exams on your own. A lot of people will get tutors, or they'll do like big study sessions, or like a mini cram school to help work with like a lot of stuff like that for prepping for exams. We also followed up with the reverse 5 of coins, and the 5 of coins in reverse is a card of a trial by fire, right? This is kind of like pedal to the metal. This is where the rubber meets the road. This is your chance to shine. It is gonna be difficult, but it will be worth it. Kind of difficult. It's like the kind of difficult that's like, okay, this is worth going through the extra effort and pain for, right? So it feels like the cards are kind of encouraging you, like, this is your chance to really grow. This is your chance for your inner power to be unlocked, for you to level up, you know, in a sense. That's what the reverse 5 of coins is about. But then we also, interestingly, we followed up with the reverse justice card, which is kind of like a little bit of a card about timing, about, you know, it feels like there are some complications, right? There are certainly some instances where I think these complications or this inequality might get in the way. And to me, this feels like maybe you won't be able to take it this year. Because do you have to take it this year? Could you wait like next year, or even like next semester or something to take it and try to enter? Because I feel like you probably won't be able to do it right away, but you'll have more chance to prepare and prep yourself for the exams if you wait a little bit before you take it. You know, a lot of people like to take like a gap year between like high school and college, and stuff like that. Just in general, it can be very helpful to like give your brain a break before you do it. You have to take it this year. Oh, so you can't like take like a gap year or something like that. I mean, I would say just do what you can, but it does feel like there's some things with like timing or some rough complications. But I do think this is your chance to push yourself further than maybe you've pushed yourself before. I think if you really push yourself hard, find somebody that you can look forward to. I already took a gap year. Oh, I'll say, especially if you have trouble with like money, it could be good to just go ahead and save up, you know, to save up, especially if you're worried about fees and things like that. You could take like the extra time. But I think the cards are still saying, like, if you work hard, if you really dedicate yourself, and I think if you find somebody who can also help you, like I said, that Hierophant card from earlier, I think if you can find somebody to help you, to sort of be like a guiding example, a sort of this is what to do, this is what not to do kind of person, I think that will also help you immensely in finding your proper pace, your proper direction for pushing yourself forward, especially in like the studying aspect for the exam, right? I definitely think it is a matter of, there are certainly some elements that are out of your control, but there are a lot of elements that are within your control. You have someone to look forward to when I'm doing this. Yeah. So I think you really just gotta lock in. But also, if your boyfriend's already done this before, I would recommend going to him for some advice. You know, you could do like some study sessions or something if you can too. Be like, hey, could you help me like prep for the exam? What did you have on the exam that was difficult for you that you think that maybe I should focus on in like my studies and stuff like that? What can I expect? You know, I think having that as like an upper hand could be really good to push yourself forward. But yeah, I believe in you. I'm rooting for you. I think the key thing here is this is your chance to push yourself, I think, further than maybe you expected that you could go. It's gonna be difficult, but I think how do I phrase this? While there might be outside complications and outside factors that might try to make things difficult, I think if you push yourself to the best of your ability to grow and to reach the levels that you want to reach, you will find that you can go much further than maybe you realize, right? So I think don't worry too much about the other things that you can't control, and just focus on the things that you can focus on and that you can take action with, right? The things that are within your ability to do, that's the things you should focus on right now, you know? Does that make sense? Yeah, I hope that helps. Sometimes the world's gonna throw you some curveballs. The world's gonna be a little crazy, and you just have to realize, I just gotta do what I can do and go from there. Because at the end of the day, if you study hard and you try your best, you know, and you go hard on the exam and you do really, really well, you know, then that's proof of you. Regardless of anything else, any other complications the world might throw you, that's proof of what you've already accomplished for yourself, you know? Even if other things crop up, or for some reason, you know, something goes awry with other things like financials or something, that's not necessarily something within your control, so it doesn't help to stress that right now, especially because if you do well enough in like a lot of places do have like scholarships or like grants and stuff like that. If you do well enough on like the test, you can usually find people who are like, oh, you did this well on the test, okay, well, we can at least give you like a, you know, like $1,000 off of, you know, to enter for like your first year or something. There's a lot of places that do that. There's also I don't know if you live in like America or another country, but America has like FAFSA, which is like for lower income students. There's also a lot of states will do like their own individual like state grants for students that do well as well. But yeah, just focus on what you're able to do, and then I think as long as you dedicate yourself to what's within your own capabilities, life usually has some sort of way of trying to make things work out for you, even if they don't work out in the way maybe you initially expect. But yeah, I hope that helps. Also, welcome back, Jenny. I see you now. I was calling for you earlier. Also, hi, Helly Bites. Welcome in. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do Jenny's reading since Jenny's back. And Jenny wants a love reading. Ooh. Let's see what we got for you, Jenny. Nugget said, reserve that Yu-Gi-Oh card for me. I got you. Oh, that's for Jenny? Oh, you're spicing it up. Okay. We can add that for Jenny then. Jenny will get a Yu-Gi-Oh card with her reading. Thank you for the 100 biddies, Nugget. Thank you. Also, hi, Vampirin. Welcome in. Oh my god. He said, this one's for me. This one is for my order. Thank you for the 500 videos. Thank you. We'll see what we got for Jenny's reading then. let's grab the Yu-Gi-Oh card. Yeah, thanks for joining the Q Vamp room. We'll definitely get to yours. For sure, for sure. Okay, we got the cards for you, Jenny, for your love reading. So let's go ahead and put these up on the screen, starting with... Okay, we've got all of the cards for you, Jenny, for your love reading. In order of left to right, we have the Six of Cups, we have the reverse Ace of Wands, and we have the reverse King of Cups. And then for your Yu-Gi-Oh card, we have Twin-Headed Thunder Dragon. I feel like it's been a while since we've gotten that one. But let's go ahead and start breaking this down for you, starting with the Six of Cups, right? The Six of Cups is a card of sort of simplicity, you know, enjoying the sort of childlike indulgences, innocence, playing games. You're not thinking too hard and like trying to overcomplicate things. You just want to go to like the simplicity of like how things were when you were kids, in a sense, enjoying the very simple, basic, lovely things in your life. Also, dreadfully yours, Barry. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in, welcome in. But yeah, so there's like very much like this very sweet, simple, innocent sort of life coming from the Six of Cups here. But then we followed up with the reverse Ace of Wands. And the reverse Ace of Wands is kind of like a card of a promising start might be delayed. Things that you were excited to make happen, it feels like, are kind of put a little bit on the back burner at the moment. It does feel like there might be some things kind of preventing you from initially getting what you want, right? It might take a bit. It's still coming, right? It's just delayed. It's not canceled. But it is still delayed nonetheless. And then following up as well with the reverse King of Cups. And the reverse King of Cups is somebody who I think is hiding a lot more than maybe you think. They seem calm and cool and collected on the surface, but underneath there's very much like a strong current that you can easily be swept away under. To me, this reads as maybe you're seeing the relationship as much simpler and much more innocent and relaxed and, you know, not too crazy. But it seems like maybe the other person isn't, and they're maybe overcomplicating some stuff, but they're trying to keep it cool and calm and collected on the outside to make it look like things are fine. But it does feel like there's, I think, something brewing underneath the surface that needs to maybe be addressed or taken care of or taken note of at the very least if you want to actually move forward in the direction that you want to go in, right? Also, King of All, welcome in. Hi, I don't know who you are, but I'm here to see you and give support. Thank you, King of All. I appreciate it. And then that brings us to your Yu-Gi-Oh card, right? Your Yu-Gi-Oh card, we have the Twin-Headed Thunder Dragon. And the description says, Thunder Dragon, Thunder Dragon. And I think we can interpret this in your love reading as sort of like two minds sharing one body, right? They're two thunder dragons, but they share one body. And I think in that sense, you're sort of both in this together. You're both sharing this relationship, the relationship being the body, but you are two distinct individuals. And I think the key thing here is addressing the fact that you are not one person. You are not one soul. You are two souls combined in a lovely way, but still two separate souls individually. And I think it's important for you to treat it as such, you know, and sort of seeing where things lie in their own mind, because I feel like you two are in very different headspaces in terms of love. And it'll be good, I think, if you talk it out, you know, where you're both at mentally with like the relationship, how you feel about everything right now. And I think that'll help sort of bridge the gap between the two of you and hopefully help push you forward in your love and in your relationship, you know, as things move forward. But yeah, I hope that helps, Jenny. Fingers crossed. I think y'all gotta talk. Also, oh my gosh. Vampirin, thank you so much for the 2 months. Thank you. I can notice that your voice is calm and relaxed at the same time sweet, and I like it. Thank you. That's very sweet of you. I'm glad. It's just because I'm half asleep. I woke up not too long before stream started, so I'm still waking up. Next up, we've got Red Spirit. And Red Spirit has requested Dealer's Choice. Alright. What do the cards feel like you need to hear right now, Red Spirit? Let's see. See what we got for you. Wow, big reading. All right, let's go ahead and my brain still doesn't want to wake up. Let's go ahead and put these up on the screen for you, starting with took a little nap before turning on the stream, if I'm not wrong. No, I woke up from sleeping. I'm nocturnal, so I went to sleep at like 2 p.m. and I woke up at like 10:45. No, I woke up from like literally sleeping. You're from Mexico? Oh my gosh, we have so many Mexican viewers. That's so crazy. But welcome in. Last one is this one. There we go. Okay. We've got all of the cards for you, Red Spirit, for your Dealer's Choice reading. So starting from left to right, we have Judgment, we have the reverse lovers, and we have justice. So let's go ahead and start breaking this down for you, starting with the judgment card. I see you in stream and decided to say, yeah, welcome in, welcome in. It's always exciting, you know, stumbling across somebody new. I appreciate it. I hope you can get cozy with us, because it's probably late night in Mexico as well, right? It's probably like 10 p.m. over there? Something like that? 9, 10 p.m. maybe? So we'll go ahead and we'll start breaking this down for you, Red Spirit, starting with the Judgment card, right? Judgment is a card of new possibilities. It's change that's just over the horizon. It's the end of the night, and it's the dawn of something new, right? So it feels like this is sort of like a new chapter in your life. Things have been tough, things have been difficult, but it feels like now finally, now's your chance. The trumpets are blaring. This is your call to action. This is your time for you to move forward, to go in the direction that you want to go in, right? The Judgment card is all about like, now is your chance to actually do it. You know, just do it. Don't let your dreams be dreams. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I figured it was something like that. So hi, Lysia, welcome in. We also followed up, interestingly, with the Reverse Lovers card. And while the Lovers is normally a card of like attraction and a card where everybody sort of benefits from a relationship, you know, in its reverse, it's kind of like you're going through the motions. You're doing things for the sake of, well, I guess I kind of have to do it. It's the sort of sense of like you're doing it because you got it, not even for the love of the game. It feels like it's something you just have to get done, not something that you want to get done, right? It feels very much like what's the word? It feels very clinical, right? Like this is just simply what I have to do, kind of thing, and not like you feel inspired to move forward with it as you move on, right? And in that case, I would suggest maybe evaluating what you actually have to do, right? In terms of like relationships with others, maybe you feel like you've grown apart from people and you feel like you kind of have to maintain the friendship. You don't actually. You don't have to, you know? You can simply do what brings you joy. I think if trying to maintain a relationship that's basically slowly dying is not bringing you joy, then it's okay to just simply not, you know? Can I ask if you can see my future destination if it's not too much of a hassle? We're doing our current queue at the moment through Twitch redeems. But if you want, we can probably put you after the last person in the queue at the moment. We can do yours after we do them. Right now we're doing Red Spirit. After Red Spirit is Spicy Nugget, then Moon the Raccoon, and then Vampirin, and then it would be you if you want me to put you there, if that's okay. But then Red Spirit, we followed up with the Justice card, which is a card about timing. It's about making your move, right? Everything feels like it's kind of starting to line up for you. Success is imminent. You just have to actually take action. Again, this talk about taking action. Now is the time to actually do the things that you're trying to do at the moment, right? So it's a matter of, it feels like you kind of already know what you have to do, but you're sort of delaying it a little bit because you feel like, well, maybe I can keep making things work as they are right now if I just kind of keep doing what I've always been doing. But the cards very much feel like they're saying like, no, like if you want to move forward in your life, if you want to drive yourself into an actual good direction, you need to take action. You need to actually do things differently, and you need to do them now and not prolong them, right? It's time for change. You know, a new wind is blowing, and now's your chance, kind of thing. Right, Red Spirit? But yeah, I hope that helps. Fingers crossed, Red Spirit. It's okay, thanks. So you wait, so you do want to be in the queue, or you don't want to be in the queue? I'm making sure. Yeah, next up is Spicy Nugget, who's got the full spread with multiple Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I have nickels and dimes. I'll start there. Oh my gosh, hi J-Ball. Well, that's gonna make sure they want to be in the queue first. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we have for Red's Spicy Nugget. Spicy Nugget wants a general reading. Okay. I feel that yawn. I've been yawning the whole stream, dude. I'm so EBBB. It's great to see the Maestro of Tarot back at it again. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So sweet. What do the cards want to tell me? Alright, let's see what the cards want to tell you. The full exclusive edition. I almost forgot. Did you see the thing I sent you in Discord? I did, but you sent it to me as I was falling asleep. So I didn't get the chance to respond because I was literally in bed, on the verge of falling asleep when you sent it. It looks very pretty. But I already told you about the Mohs hardness scale with Moonstone. These cards are always up to something. They're scheming. They're thinking. They're muttering to themselves. Typical indie. You sent it to me when it would have already been my bedtime. That is a you issue. You know I'm nocturnal. Everybody knows I'm nocturnal. That's a skill issue on your part, not mine. I'm a creature of habit. Do you believe in any god? It's tough. I believe in gods in not necessarily the typical way, I think. But I do believe in deities. Yeah. I don't think they're all powerful beings or anything. I think they more just kind of watch over us like a Sims game. You know? If that makes sense. But I do believe in them. Let's see what we got for you, Spicy Nugget. Used to work a graveyard shift. I know that shit way too well. Yeah, then you shouldn't send me things during my bedtime then if you want an actual response. What you did was the equivalent of sending me a message at 3 a.m. Yes, it was like noon, but that's like 3 a.m. for me. In my defense. Let's go ahead and grab your oracle card as well. And now let's grab your Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Interesting spread. Let's go ahead and I gotta rearrange my stuff a little bit so I can have room for all these cards that I just pulled for you. Okay, and then I gotta pull up the definition for one of these. Okay. Now let's put them up on the screen for you. Yeah, I have a hard time remembering the exact definition for this one. I know vaguely what it does, but I don't ever remember the exact specifics, and I like to read the exact specific definition for them. And then we follow it up with and then the last one there we go. All right. We've got all of the cards for you, Nugget. For what the cards feel like you need to hear right now reading. In order of left to right, we have the 7 of Cups. We have the reverse 8 of Coins. And we have the... Oh, oops, I put the wrong one up for the last one. It's the reverse King of Wands, but I accidentally put the King of Cups up. There we go. Okay. So we have the reverse King of Wands. Then for your Oracle card, we have Tend, like tending to a garden. And then for your Yu-Gi-Oh cards, we have Dark Magician Girl, we have the left arm of the Forbidden One, and we have the Red Eyes Black Dragon. So let's go ahead and start breaking these down for you, starting with the 7 of Cups, right? A 7 of Cups is a card of freedom. You're not really tied down to anything. This is kind of your chance to do whatever you want. And in a way, that can also be, I think, a little bit overwhelming. It's like choice paralysis. It's like, sure, yeah, you've got like 20 different options, but now how do you pick, right? You could go in any direction though, right? It's not a limiting factor that's stopping you, I think, from finding where you want to go, right? But then we followed up with the reverse Eight of Coins. And while the Eight of Coins is normally a card of like craftsmanship, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, you know, looking for where you can find things just by simply looking around you. And it's reversed, it's kind of like a lack of concentration, the sort of like reminder that not all hobbies should become jobs. In a way, it feels to me like it's kind of telling you, keep your pleasure and your business separate from each other. Don't mix pleasure with business. Sometimes it's best to have them very, very distinct for your own peace of mind, because once you start associating the thing you love with business, sometimes it can taint it, right? So it's this feeling of just maybe feeling a little bit lost, feeling maybe a little bit like art block, a little bit. It definitely feels a little bit like art block or creative block in this sense. And then also following it up with the reverse King of Wands. And the reverse King of Wands is somebody who's kind of got a lot of walls up. They don't really want to let their guard down at the moment, maybe because they're afraid of being burned. But it can be a little rough to want to build connections and to want to get closer and to want to foster and develop relationships with people, not necessarily romantic, but just relationships in general with people, but also feeling like you can't fully trust them, right? It can be, I think, difficult to really connect with somebody if you always have, you know, your guard up against them. You don't even give them the chance to sort of prove that they're an okay person to trust, that you can rely on, right? But it does feel like very like mental shackles type of thing. We follow it up with your oracle card, which is Tend, like tending a garden, which is a card of maintenance, encouragement, and guidance, right? I think you've planted the seeds, but there's a lot more to gardening than just planting the seeds, right? There's tilling the soil, there's adding the mulch, there's getting rid of the weeds, there's making sure that there's not too much sun and not too much rain, you know? There's, you know, if they need support from like a trellis because they're like a green beans or something, you know, they got to grow on a trellis for support to help lift them up off the ground, kind of thing. It can be a bit of maintenance to work on. I think it's a lot of little things that maybe you have to focus on for yourself, for what you want to do, right? And how you want to go about things. It really does boil down to the little things that are within your control that you have to remember, that you have to actually move on with, you know? We follow it up with the Dark Magician Girl, right? Dark Magician Girl gains 300 attack for every Dark Magician or Magician of Black Chaos in the graveyard. I think in this sense, Dark Magician Girl is here kind of like a reassurance. It's like, even when you feel like you've failed and you feel like you've lost some things, those things are never truly gone forever. There's still a chance that they can still be of use, even though it's no longer that specific thing that's helping, but rather the knowledge you've gained, the experience you've gained from doing those things in the first place can push you, I think, much further, right? Because Dark Magician Girl works when you've already made an effort, when you've already put yourself out there and probably failed. I mean, you're in the graveyard, right? But it's not game over, because she gets stronger with that. And I think in that sense, it's a chance for you to utilize your past failures to push yourself forward in the future towards success, right? But then again, we follow it up with the left arm of the Forbidden One, which is this like feeling of like being shackled in place, feeling unable to move forward. You feel maybe incomplete in this sense as well. It definitely feels like you want to move forward, but it feels like there's something holding you back. It feels like there's something tying you down that you need to maybe unchain yourself from in order to move forward. Also, hi, March. Welcome in, welcome in. But it definitely feels like this is your chance to sort of unclasp the shackles that are sort of holding you back if you want to genuinely move forward with everything. And then that brings us to your final Yu-Gi-Oh card, which is the Red Eyes Black Dragon. A ferocious dragon with a deadly attack, right? So very much, this is your chance, I think, to be a fighter, to really push yourself forward and to fight for what it is that you actually want and what it is you want to do. To find that inspiration, I think you have to risk being hurt. You have to risk that people are sometimes a little scary. But ultimately, it can be worth more to trust people and to put yourself out there and to let it be known that you're doing it scared, you know, but you're doing it. I think that's sort of like the key thing here is it really does just kind of come down to the little things. I don't think it's any sort of big grand purpose that you have to be working towards right now, but rather just focus on the little things that you can manage at the moment to take care of. And as you sort of build like the things around you, you also build the community around you, and I think that'll help lead you forward into eventually finding that sort of bigger purpose thing that you might be looking for at the moment, you know? But yeah, I hope that helps. Hope that helps, Nugget. Fingers crossed. Hi, Marsh. Next up, we've got Moon the Raccoon. Moon, are you still here? Hi, Moon. Alright, and Moon said, so I'm wondering if there's any reason I should be cautious around this person I've met online recently. They've been kind to me, we are mutuals, but for some reason I have an odd feeling around them. Not sure if it's just me being anxious or if there really is something to worry about, so I thought I'd get some insight. Yeah, let's see. I gotta like adjust in my chair, it's so squeaky. Okay. I think the odd part of it all is every time I ask that question, I generally don't have an answer, is the alarming part for me. I mean, I don't think you should be alarmed. Like I said, I don't think there's any sort of like big, grand purpose that any of us have to be fighting for. Sometimes it's just about doing the little things in your life. Slowly but surely sort of finding your place through building your community, letting your guard down, doing the things, the small things that bring you joy, you know? I don't think you need to find some grand purpose to feel satisfied. Well, let's see what we got for you, Moon Raccoon. Is this where we're at? Yeah. Think I pulled the Sleepy Sheep card. Night-night, Darren. Fate Seekers. Good night, J-Phone. Sweet dreams. Get plenty of rest, okay? I agree. I think it was just an eye-opening moment for me. Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people want to find that they have like this huge destiny, higher calling kind of thing, because that's what you always see in like the books and like media is like, oh, they were destined to do this big, great thing. But like, I mean, they started small. They did it because, you know, they wanted this convenience or they wanted that to happen, or it was something completely inconsequential that they were just doing that sort of led them onto that road in the first place. I don't think it's necessarily of like You need to find the exact thing that beckons you, you know, to become the fullest, greatest extent of yourself right now. That's kind of something that happens slowly along the journey of your life. You're not expected to find it like fucking in your 20s or 30s. I think it would be weird if you find your exact purpose in life in like your 20s and 30s. I'd be like, no, you didn't. No, you didn't, dude. I mean, maybe one or two people might actually find, you know, what they're actually destined for, but that's so rare. Most of us, like 99% of us, are just doing bit by bit, trying to just build the world within our vicinity to be a little bit nicer for us and for other people. That's all you really can do, you know? I think the answer I'm looking for is underneath everything else of who I am. Well, the only way you'll find out who you are is just bit by bit doing the things that you like and learning the things that you don't like, the things that don't bring you joy, you know? And getting rid of them to make room for the things that do. Let's see what we got for you, Moon Raccoon. There's one to say I appreciate you too, Jeremy. You're always so sweet. You're such a sweetheart. They're all reversed, so I'm just gonna flip them all right side up and read them all right side up. Okay. Alright, let's go ahead and why did I feel like this was one of the cards that was gonna come up? I was like, this card's probably gonna come up. And then it came up. Awesome, Black Rabbit. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in, welcome in. Yeah, let's go ahead and put these up on the screen for you, Moon Rabbit. Starting with... and then we follow it up with... and then the last card is... This is the one that I thought that we were gonna get. Welcome in. Big stretch. All right, Moon the Raccoon, for your friendship reading with this specific person. In order of left to right, we have the Fool. We have the Seven of Wands, and we have the Devil. And I don't think the Devil means in this case what you probably think it means, but we'll break it down. So we'll go ahead and we'll start with the Fool, right? The Fool can sometimes be a little bit naive, very much sort of new to the world, doesn't have like a ton of understanding, but is excited to be here, ready to see, you know, where the road takes them as they move forward at the very start of their adventure, right? It's very much somebody who can act recklessly, but less out of like maliciousness or trying to fuck things up, and more as like somebody who's just, you know, they just kind of don't know what they're doing. It's not like they're bad, they're just kind of a little dumb, you know. But that gets better, I think, over time. We do follow it up with the Seven of Wands. And the Seven of Wands is a card of kind of like a struggle is brewing a little bit. There's a struggle or confrontation is kind of starting to bubble underneath the surface. And it'll probably be something that needs to be addressed. But this is also a card that reassures you that you have the strength to get through whatever life is deciding to throw at you, right? So in this sense, I definitely feel like there is some clashing in this friendship, but I think it's something that you can overcome if you want to, right? This is something you can work together on if you want to. And that kind of brings me to your final card, which is the Devil. And the Devil is very flirtatious, very playful, very much the type who is just kind of looking for fun. They're a little bit seductive, but they're mostly very like frivolous, very silly, very lighthearted. And a little bit of that is fine. But you have to be careful not to go too dark into it and too deep into it, because that's sort of overindulgence and things like that. You can see the plant here is actually deadly nightshade, belladonna. So it was used in small amounts to like women would take it and make their eyes look really big, like they were like super aroused or whatever. But obviously, if you take too much of it, it's poison and it will kill you. So it's like a little bit of fun is good and fine and all of that, but too much can start to be toxic, right? Too much can start to not be helpful, and in fact start to be dangerous, or Also, hi, Kono Brandy Da, welcome in. So I'd say in this instance, I don't think this person that you're worried about is necessarily trying to do anything bad. I don't think they're trying to do anything like with malicious intent or anything like that. But I do think that there is, some clashing here because maybe you're very different. Maybe they're very like flirtatious in their mindset and very like keeping it simple, keeping it fun, keeping it light, but maybe a little bit reckless. And maybe you kind of play it safe a little bit more. You probably experience a lot more things, and that's why you're more wary. But I would say the best thing for you to do is to just bring up your boundaries. If you feel like they're crossing your boundaries at any point, really draw clear lines in the sand of this is okay, this is not okay. This is fine for you to do, this is not fine for you to do, right? I think that's sort of the best you can do at the moment. Because like I said, I don't think they're trying to do this like maliciously. I don't think they're trying to like set you up on anything or trying to do anything crazy. But I do think that maybe they need to be reined in a little bit. I think maybe it'll be good if you kind of not necessarily put a leash on them, but kind of like make clear note of like what you find okay and acceptable and not okay and not acceptable. I think if you draw those clear boundaries for them, it'll help them be like, oh, okay, for this person, I gotta do this, this, and this, Yo, Alicia, oh my god, Leonix, of course you would comment on that. But yeah, I don't think they're trying to be like, I don't think they're trying to like set you up or do anything crazy or like, scary. I don't think they're like a criminal mastermind or anything. I just think maybe you can rein them in a little bit and that'll help. But it is something I think you need to address, right? The Seven of Wands especially is like a card of like, hey, maybe you should address this. Maybe you should be direct. Tell them like, hey, I know that you don't have any bad intentions with this, but from my previous experiences with other people, these are the boundaries I'm setting for myself. And I think if we do that, we will have an amazing friendship with each other, Do not be afraid to set your boundaries in any relationship, especially friendships, right? I think that's definitely the key thing here is just be clear. Because otherwise, the stuff is all of the little things that they're going to do. It's going to irk you. And you'll be like, I hate that they do that. But then if you don't say anything, they're going to think it's fine. Because they don't know any better. and they're going to keep doing it, and it's going to keep boiling up, and eventually you're probably going to end up exploding on them. And I think if you want to remain friends with this person, the best thing for you to do is just be clear and direct, especially if they do anything that even just kind of like I don't like that kind of thing. You know, just be straightforward, like, hey, not a huge fan of that. Not personally a huge fan of that, you know. Let's redirect and do this other thing that I like instead. You know, this is okay, but let's not do that. You know, I think one of the better things for if you have trouble setting boundaries is, because it's probably the fear of like rejecting somebody and saying like, no, we can't do this, or no, I don't want to do that. Sure, you can definitely just do it that, but also it helps if you suggest something in its stead. So like, say somebody wants to hug you and you do not want them to hug you, right? You would say, no, I don't want to hug, but you know, I can give you a shoulder pat, I can give you a little slap on the shoulder, we can do that, that's okay. You know, I think that also makes it a little bit easier for other people to accept too, because it's not a total shutdown on them. It's here's a suggestion of something else we can do instead. Here's how we can redirect that to still get the same vibes, kind of thing. I think that helps with setting boundaries with people, especially if you don't have a lot of experience with setting boundaries with people, is what am I okay with? What can I suggest that we do instead? You know? Because then the other person is less likely to interpret it as, oh, they just hate everything I do. They're going to be like, oh, well, they clearly want to still hang out with me. Otherwise, they wouldn't be suggesting things that we could do instead, you know? It's a way to sort of bridge the gap when you feel scared to, like, sort of lay down the law of, no, I'm not doing that, right? So I think just be open and straightforward with, no, I don't want to do this, but we can do this instead. I'm okay if we do this, or I'm okay with this and this. Like, maybe say they call you pet names. Maybe they call you like, I don't know, like cutie pie or sweetie or darling. And then maybe one time they call you like babe or sexy. And you're like, don't call me that. Don't call me babe or sexy. I'm fine with these other names. Insert other names here. You know, I'm fine if you call me like pumpkin pudding pop or whatever. But do not call me sexy. Right? Like that's just like, I don't know if that's what they're doing over there. But then they know, oh, okay, pumpkin pudding pop is on the table. I can call you that. But now I know not to call you sexy. Okay, gotcha, I gotcha. You know? And maybe they'll come up with other similar names in the same vein of pumpkin pudding pop instead. And they'll start calling you like my caramel mocha latte or something. I don't know. I want food. I'm hungry. Sorry. I'm hungry. It's breakfast time for me. But yeah, I think that's a key thing. If you have trouble setting boundaries, you can set the boundaries by following it up with what you are okay with, because then that reiterates to them, it's not just I'm not just telling you no, right? I'm telling you, here's the things I am cool with, you know? But yeah, I hope that helps, Moon the Raccoon. Like I said, I don't think they're trying to do any of this like maliciously. I don't think they're trying to bother you in like a very crazy way or anything like that. Caramel mocha latte sounds so good right now. I know, dude. I want coffee. I'm gonna make a nice breakfast and a nice coffee, and I'll have that after stream once we catch up on readings. Yeah, I hope it helps. I think you just gotta address things before, you know, they start to overboil. If they're already doing things that make you, you know, a little bit uncomfortable, start talking to them about it. Start telling them now before it blows out of proportion, you know? And I think you'll be all good. Next up is Vampurin. And Vampurin says, my question is, where am I being quietly guided and/or how can I meaningfully show up in the world, especially when things aren't fully aligned yet? Let's see, shall we? Where are you being quietly guided and how to meaningfully show up in the world, especially when things aren't fully aligned yet. I gotcha, I gotcha. Let's see what the cards gotta say for you. Let's see what we got for you. Oracle card as well. Okay. We've got all of the cards for you. So let's go ahead and put them up on the screen, starting with card is, there we go. All right, we've got all of the cards for you. So in order of left to right, we have the 9 of, oops, I forgot to change it on this one. Oops. There we go. Okay, we've got the 9 of Swords. We have the reverse Queen of Swords, and we have the reverse 3 of Wands. And then for your Oracle card, we have Oak Tree. So let's go ahead and start breaking this down for you, starting with the 9 of Swords. The 9 of Swords is normally a card of like pain or illness, or in other terms of suffering. It's usually like sickness. This is a card of like things have been kind of tough. It feels like life's been kind of throwing a lot of things at you right now. It feels like maybe you're still recovering, maybe you're still healing, you're resting to sort of restore and heal yourself at the moment. It's a very much like a bit by bit taking care of yourself as you try to sort of recover from what's kind of gotten in the way at the moment, right? Following up as well with the reverse Queen of Swords, it's somebody who's kind of been suffered injuries in the past. They've been hurt in the past. They've been burned in the past, and they're trying to avoid being hurt again, right? Very much, things have not worked out before, and maybe it feels like you've got your guard up. You don't want to be hurt again. And you're trying to keep yourself, strongly, away from potential trouble. Like, I don't want them to make a fool out of me again, right? And then following it up as well with the reverse Three of Wands, which is a card of like, don't count your chickens before they hatch. There's a sense of like fear of deception or potential betrayal. It feels to me like you have a lot on your mind. I think you've been burned by a lot of people in the past. You've been trying to just focus on yourself, but you're still obviously trying to heal and still trying to recover. It can be scary to trust people again. And maybe as of right now, as you're still, healing, it's not something you feel like you can do at the moment, is to really let your guard down around other people so easily. So it feels like right now you're very much in this headspace of, I won't assume anything is guaranteed until it's already happened. So very much like, I won't assume that the sun will rise tomorrow until it's tomorrow and I see the sun rise, kind of thing. Or if somebody tells me they're going to get the report on my desk by 5 p.m., I'm not going to believe that they're going to do it until I see the report on my desk at 5 p.m., kind of thing. It does feel very much like you're trying to harden yourself. You're trying to strengthen yourself so it won't hurt as bad, in a sense. And that kind of interestingly leads me to your oracle card, which is Oak Tree, right? Which is a card of power and courage and strength. Also, Davina Belisa, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in. But yeah, the Oak Tree is power, courage, and strength. I think you're trying to find a way to build up your strength, because maybe you think, if I'm stronger, then people can't take advantage of me anymore, right? They can't fuck me up anymore. I have to be so strong that they can't hurt me, in a sense. But I think you're already pretty strong for making it out of the past situations, right? So hello, how do we get a reading? It's a channel point redeem. You click over on the channel points and it's called tarot reading, and you just redeem that. So it does feel to me like right now you're focused on protecting yourself. You're focused on keeping yourself strong. And in a way, I feel like that's all you really can do. It will take time though, right? And an oak tree does not grow overnight. It's a very slow and steady process to build up the strength needed. But also, an oak tree is part of an ecosystem, right? The oak tree is not just living all by itself in the world. It's home to a variety of animals. You got birds, you've got squirrels, you've got all of the creatures that live in the shade of the tree at the moment. It's very much, it exists for the sake of community, even though it's trying to be strong and it's trying to protect itself from being hurt. It is ultimately the pillar of support for a community. And I think while you are trying to heal yourself from the past pains and the past scorns that people have done to you, I think it's important not to focus on conquering it alone, but to simply build for yourself a new community that you feel you can trust, right? Start letting in the people and setting yourself up to let in people that you can trust, right? Because you're not going to be, alone and separated from the world forever. So I think rather than focusing on making yourself so unapproachable, focus on how you can make yourself strong for other people, right? Because people rely on the oak tree because it's sturdy, right? They can trust, the birds can trust that they can build their nests in the branches and that the branches won't break. The squirrels can trust that they can leave their little acorns and their little nuts and stuff in the hole, and it'll be safe from the weather and kept, and over the winter, that it won't disappear, I think there's a lot more that you can do that will still make you clearly strong, but also using that strength for others, because you can't avoid other people forever, and sometimes The strongest thing to move forward is just simply building a community that you can believe in, you know? So I think it's a bit by bit. Yes, you're working on making yourself stronger, but I think that strength can be used in a really beneficial way, not only for you, but for the people that you do love and that you do care about, you know? But we'll probably do a couple raffle slots, by the way, Davina, if you're still here. So even if you didn't snag a reading, you can still probably grab a slot. We'll do a couple raffle slots. I caught up pretty early. But yeah, I mean, I hope that helps, Vampirin. It does feel like you're currently working on building yourself up. You're currently working on healing and growing. But I think the strength that you're trying to grow and nurture for yourself can also be a strength that you can nurture and use for the people that you love and care about too. And that's just sort of something to keep in mind as well, you know? But yeah, I do hope that helps. Fingers crossed. Also, hi, Vivi. Welcome in. How are you? Hi. I think let's do, maybe we'll do like 2 raffle slots and then we'll make breakfast because I'm very hungry. So, for those of you in chat who have not gotten a reading yet for me today, and you would like one, I am thinking of a number between 1 through 10, and the first person to guess the number can get the reading. What about mine? Did you redeem one? Oh, I do see it. Whoops. Okay, well, we'll do Marsha's and then we'll do whoever guesses. That's weird. You didn't have them in the list, Leonix. You didn't put them in the queue. You lied to me. I was trusting your queue. I should have just read it off of my own queue. Misamo, you got it. It was 3. All right, we'll put Misamo after Marsh. Yeah, Leonix, you should have put Marsh in the queue. I was trusting your queue. Yeah, put Marsh and then put Misamo after Marsh. Yeah, it's all Leonix's fault. Okay, well, we'll do Marsh's reading, and I put them in the previous one, and I just forgot to copy and paste that one. Alright, well, we're doing Marsha's love reading. I remembered them and then I forgot. Oh my gosh. It's okay. We all fuck up a little bit. It's alright. Eli Daijoubu. We found them now. You can scroll and see, yeah. It's okay. It happens. But we're doing Marsha's reading now, and then we'll do Misamo, if you want to add that to the new queue, Leonix. And then we'll have one more raffle slot as well after Misamo. Oh my god, so many little fellas being summoned right now. Did you like summon all of these fellas? I think you did. All of them have been summoned by you. That's so funny. I didn't even realize. I just look over and I see like 20 of them walking around on my screen. I'm like, what the fuck? Last I looked, there was one. They've been breeding while I was looking away. Let's see what we got for Marsha's love reading. Oh, that's what it's called. That's what the mechanics call when they split apart like that. It's called breeding. That's the genuine mechanic name. Dermatosis, yeah, splitting apart. That's how I've been feeling lately. I'm sure it'll affect my love reading. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. That's spicy. Sheesh. Well, let's see what we got for your love reading, Marsh. Reproducing asexually. Yeah. Now let's go ahead and put these up on the screen, starting with card is there we go. All right, we've got all of the cards for you, Marsh, for your love reading. In order of left to right, we have the Page of Cups, we have the Strength card, and we have the Reverse King of Cups. So we'll go ahead and start with the Page of Cups, right? The Page of Cups is somebody who is very much very sweet, very innocent, very humble, but also very easily worked up. There's somebody who wears their heart on their sleeve. They don't try to really play any mind games, especially when it comes to love. They're just out here trying to love, trying to find their simple love, you know. Is there anybody out here for a simple country boy? Am I right? Anyway, that's you. You're the Page of Cups. We also followed up with the Strength card, and the Strength card is a card of the proof of your character, the proof of your ability, your power to face the world around you, the challenges that life throws at you, and the ability to sort of conquer your fears. This is your chance to really just put yourself out there, take charge, and move forward, you know? It can be scary, but it can also be really rewarding, you know, following through and moving forward with the strength that you have to look for love. We also follow that up with the Reverse King of Cups. And the Reverse King of Cups is, again, somebody who seems very calm, cool, and collected on the outside, but they have like a lot of crazy emotions sort of raging underneath the surface just below view. And it feels like maybe you look like you're calm and cool and collected, but you very much do wear your heart on your sleeve. You're not trying to put on a face for other people, but it does feel like maybe you fall in love pretty easily. You do catch feelings pretty easily for people. And I would say you just gotta take the chance. You just gotta push yourself forward, right? That Strength card is always about just like taking charge and going after the things that you want, right? Using your strength as a force of good, right? Using your abilities to help others, but also to just push yourself forward in your life. It's the proof that when the going gets tough, you're gonna do what it takes to do what's right? I think you gotta trust yourself a little bit more on that. Yeah, I've been comfortably single for like 12 years, and it gets lonely a lot. Yeah, I think if what you're looking for is love, then you gotta put yourself out there. You have to really just jump the gun and fucking go for it, you know? Just start booking it towards love in whatever direction that might be. I think you already do wear your heart on your sleeve, so you're pretty well aware of your own feelings towards people, if you do catch feelings for them, if you do develop a crush, I think you're probably the first one to realize, like, oh fuck, like, I like them. Use that to your advantage, right? There are people who will be so in fucking denial about who they like and who they don't like. I think you should tell them. Tell them, hey, you know, I'd love to, like, go out for coffee and you know, do something nice. We could go bowling together. Just you and me, we could go bowling. You want to go bowling? And straight to fourth base, Dancho. That's not what I said, baby. Those are not the words that I said. I said bowling. Since when is bowling fourth base? All right, we're not playing baseball. Anyways, yeah. Bowling dates are so underrated, dude. They're so fucking underrated. Especially the bowling dates where they have, like, the bowling alley has like a classic arcade in there as well. And then they have, like, the really shitty nachos and hot dogs and stuff like that too. That's where it's at, dude. The bowling date's so fucking fun. You should, yeah. Take it from me. Go on a bowling date. If they're not interested in a bowling date, then make them suggest something. And be like, okay, well, what do you want to do then? But I think you should go on a bowling date. That's my personal recommendation. Because it's fun. And if you're not good at bowling, get the bumpers. Don't be afraid to just request the bumpers, the kitty bumpers that they put up. Because then you can, like, bounce the bowling ball off of the bumpers in, like, a zigzag pattern and stuff. It's pretty silly. It's pretty fun. Yeah. Just be I think, a little bit more shameless and a little more open about how you feel. And push yourself forward. Take action. Take action. You can do it. I believe in you. Also, hi, Berserk. Welcome in. But yeah, I hope that helps, Marsh. Be bold. Be brave. Be open about your feelings. There's no need to keep them to yourself. You know? Let me go ahead and drink some more water. Okay, next up is Misamo. Misamo, are you here? Oh, it looks like we're in the middle of ads. They probably can't hear me. That's fine. Oh, wait a second. That gives me more of a chance to hydrate. Break over. You're finally back. Woo! Welcome back, Misamo. It's your turn. What would you like for your reading? General reading? Okay. Let's see what we got for you then. We said to go straight straight leap head first. Yeah, not into bed. I meant to like take action to like ask them out. That's not what I meant, baby. So hi, cupboard. Welcome in. We'll be doing another raffle slot after this one if you want to try and snag one. You'll basically guess a number between 1 through 10 when we get to it, and then whoever guesses the number gets the reading. It'll be after this reading. Okay, we got the cards for you, Misawa. So let's go ahead and put them up on the screen for you. Starting with... We've got all of the cards for you for your general reading. In order of left to right, we have the 6 of Wands, we have the 7 of Swords, and we have the reverse Hierophant. So let's go ahead and start breaking this down for you, starting with the 6 of Wands. The 6 of Wands is a card of taking a break, taking a breather. It's a much needed chance for rest, but also to reconnect with your friends, you know? It's sometimes you just need to reconnect. Whatever the case is, this is a chance for a temporary break from whatever's really just eating at you right now. You need a breather, you need to step away from whatever it is that's driving you crazy right now, and just spend some time with some people who care about you. Take your mind off of things for a little bit, and then you can come back to it fully recharged, fully refreshed, you know? We follow that up with the 7 of Swords. And the 7 of Swords is a card of kind of like an ill-advised plan. There's this sort of like foolhardy confidence. Maybe it feels like you feel like you can tackle this thing in a way that's probably not optimal. And this is a card that's like, maybe you should think a little bit more about your plan before you start diving headfirst into it. It feels like there's a couple of holes in your plan that need to be addressed. There are some things that need to be maybe more fully thought out before you truly take action on what you're trying to do right now. It doesn't feel like you've got the whole plan fully measured out. It feels very much like you're like, good enough. And the card's like, I don't think it's good enough though yet. Let's take a break. Let's take a breather, you know, a little time out. Let's refresh our brain, you know, eat a little snack, get a little rest, and we'll come back to it in the morning, you know, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, and ready to actually tackle it. Because it feels like there's probably some things that you're kind of blatantly overlooking right now that do need to be genuinely addressed in the situation, right? And then that brings us to your final card, which is the reverse Hierophant, which is a card of kind of following a leader without question. It's a card of acting without thought, just kind of doing what you're told. Um, and while it can feel, nice to not really have to fully think for yourself, in this instance, this is a card that tells you, like, no, you really, really do have to, like, think for yourself. As much as you may want to just do what you're told, in this instance, I think if you really want to make it out of the sort of sticky situation that maybe you found yourself in, you want to move forward in your life in a better direction, you do have to genuinely think for yourself. You have to break out of the habit of just simply doing what everybody else tells you to do. You got to really think it through. But I think if you do, it'll help lead you back on the right track. But for now, the cards are like, take a break, take your mind off of this for now, put on the back burner for a hot second. They say, if you're like staring at an art piece and you hate how it looks and you just want to tear it up and burn it, they always tell you, just put down the art, stop looking at it, go to sleep, and then come back to it in the morning. And usually when you come back to it in the morning, it's not as bad as you thought. And maybe there's some other things that you can actually pinpoint what you need to fix and what you need to actually work on. So sometimes the best thing you can do for yourself, especially if you're struggling with trying to tackle a specific issue, is to just, take a step back, and then it gives your brain a chance to rest from overthinking on it. I'm used to everyone coming to me for everything that I know I'm overdue for a break. Yeah, you gotta take a break. You just gotta disconnect a little bit. Take a little mental health break. Spend some time with your friends. Do something fun, something that doesn't require you to do anything crazy, like go see a movie or play Monopoly, or I don't know, get drunk, get silly with it. I don't know, whatever you want to do. That is just purely for fun with your friends, right? That's obviously safe or whatever. Be safe. But I think it is just a matter of, you need some time to just disconnect, to refresh yourself, make some nice, refreshing, homemade lemonade. It's summer, it's hot outside. Don't you want a nice ice cold glass of lemonade, right? Or horchata. That'd be pretty yummy. Yeah. They just gotta take a rest, take a breather. Don't worry about anybody else right now. Just focus on you and just having a good time, relaxing, sleep in, if that's what it takes to. But I think just plan something with the people that you love that aren't gonna burden you with more things that you have to worry about right now, right? Like I said, like go see a movie or something and just hang out. Take a break, take a breather, and then afterwards, then you can get back to worrying and stressing about whatever it is that's on your mind right now. But I think your brain's a little too tired to fully come up with the proper solutions it needs at the moment, and that's what this break is for. It gives it a chance to rest, so then you'll come back. Because you can't expect your brain to keep up with everything when you're forcing it into overdrive. Your brain needs rest just as much as your body does. Yeah, it got me thinking a bit. Been overdoing it with all the deep cleaning I've been doing in the house, so it makes sense. Yeah. Sometimes you just need a rest. You need to just enjoy the fruits of your labor, You just gotta breathe in the fresh air outside, touch a little bit of grass, all that good stuff. That's what people do, right? They touch grass. Touch some grass. Maybe have like a little picnic outside or something. Go swimming if the weather permits. But you got this, Misamo. Just a nice break that has nothing to do with whatever you're currently working on right now. I hope that helps. Fingers crossed. Alright, we're gonna do the last raffle reading for tonight. So, for those of you in chat who have not gotten a reading yet from me today, and you would like one, I am thinking of a number between 1 through 10, and the first person to guess it can get the reading. Yeah, I'm glad. It was actually 7. Oh my gosh. Cupboard, congratulations, you nailed it. What would you like for your reading, cupboard? Yeah, that's crazy. That's, I think, the second fastest somebody's managed to guess a number. So what would you like for your reading, cupboard? I want to ask about my love life. Ooh, oh my gosh, your love life. I got you. We'll see what we got for you then. For your love reading. These are always so fun to do. And then after this reading, I am going to make some breakfast and some coffee. And then, yeah. I'm really thinking about breakfast right now. I'm like, what am I gonna make? What are you gonna make? I don't know. I'm thinking maybe chocolate chip pancakes. I do have the ingredients. I think some chocolate chip pancakes might be pretty yummy. And like some fried eggs with it too, because I do like eggs with my pancakes. Especially when the yolk is runny. Box or scratch. I don't think we have any box mix, so I'll probably end up making them from scratch. If we do have any box mix, I'll probably just use the box mix. But if we don't, then I'll just make it myself. Ooh, def gotta have the egg. Yeah, cause then you get the runny yolk and you like dip the pancake into the runny yolk of the egg. Sounds like the sweet and the savory and like the rich. It's good. It's so yummy. Also, hi Thais, welcome in. How are you? We're currently doing our last reading for the night right now, Thais. Unfortunately. I'm shuffling the cards for the last reading. You missed all of the raffle slots, Thais. You gotta be faster. You speak this politely? What do you mean? I don't think I'm speaking that politely. 81 pillows. My pillow fort's almost on. Hi, Tony. Thanks for grabbing your daily pillow. I'm sure you're gonna have the world's best pillow fort. For sure. Let's see what we got for you for your love reading, cupboard. Just a friendly reminder, I use he, him, and they, them pronouns. Just a little reminder. Yeah, it's okay. Just a reminding, that's all. I know you didn't mean anything bad by it. I know you were just trying to be nice. And I appreciate it. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. I know you weren't trying to be mean or nothing. That's all that matters. Let's see what we got for you, cupboard. Thank you for the head pats. I appreciate it. got all of the cards for you covered for your love reading. So let's put them up on the screen, starting with... You have fried chicken? Oh my god, you're making me so hungry, dude. I would straight up stone cold kill a man for some chicken and waffles right now. With hot honey? Oh my gosh. Chicken and waffles with hot honey would go so fucking hard. Holy shit. With mac and cheese? Well, I wouldn't have the chicken and waffles with mac and cheese. It's like a brunch menu option. I like it to lean a little sweeter. You destroy me. If it means I get chicken and waffles, yeah, sorry. No hate, but it is what it is. If your loot when I punch you is you dropping chicken and waffles, I'm sorry, but you better grit your teeth. I'm in Japan though. Well, you better grit those teeth, because this punch is flying over there. You better hold still. It's gonna take me a bit. My punch will reach you in approximately, hold on, I gotta Google how long is an airplane flight from here to Japan. It'll arrive in 14 hours. My punch will reach you in 14 hours. So just hold still, don't move. Beat him with the waffle. Yeah. Like, I gotta do what I gotta do for the chicken and waffles, man. Have you ever had a fresh chicken and waffles? Either with syrup or with hot honey? Have you guys ever had chicken and waffles before? It's so good. It's so good. It's so delicious. It's such a underrated dish. Man, I'm making myself so hungry right now, dude. I can like feel my tummy rumbling. It's like, feed me. And then the last card is... There we go. Alright, I got all of the cards for you. In order of left to right, we've got the 6 of coins. We've got the reverse 8 of wands. And we have the 9 of coins covered for your love reading. So, starting with the 6 of coins, right? The 6 of coins is a card of abundance. It's charity, it's generosity, it's also just like the sweet fruits of your labor. You've put in the time, you've put in the effort, and it feels like your efforts are being rewarded as the things you've been working hard on finally start to come to fruition. And it's gonna be like maybe you started putting yourself out there a bit more. Maybe you know, you decided to start meeting new people, and it feels like you're finally starting to blossom and grow into who you're looking to become, right? The type of person you want to be, especially in terms of love, right? Or this could be like the budding of a romance, in a sense. Maybe you found somebody and you're starting to get closer to them, and this can represent like the fruits of your labor of, you know, the relationships finally starting to take off, right? We do follow it up with the reverse 8 of wands though, and the reverse 8 of wands is a little bit of like a little bit tough, because it feels kind of a bit like an attack on all sides. It feels like a new volley of jealous arrows. It's canceled plans. It does feel very much like, as much as you felt like you were finally starting to grow, you're finally starting to make things work, it does feel like some things just inevitably kind of get in the way. Life sometimes gets a little bit in the way. It feels maybe a little bit frustrating to feel all of these like maybe negative emotions when things don't go according to plan, like how you were hoping. And I don't think it's necessarily that it's anything wrong on your end, but sometimes, you know, life just works out differently. Maybe the person you were going to go out on a date on had to cancel because something came up, you know, or, you know, they ended up finding somebody else that they just connected with stronger in a faster time frame. It's not necessarily an L on your part. It's just sometimes shit just happens. Life happens. And it can suck, obviously, to not have things go according to plan when you finally feel like you're on the right track and you feel like you're doing so well for yourself. But you have the 9 of coins, and the 9 of coins are like, hey, I don't think you need to stress too much about all of this. Instead of focusing really, really hard on trying to find love with other people, why don't you focus on enjoying your own company and enjoying your own hobbies right now, right? In a weird twist, it's saying in order to kind of like enjoy yourself and find that love that you're looking for, it's actually best right now, I think, because the timing's a little weird. It's like, rather than waste your time at this specific moment, trying to go after things when the timing is off, it's like, why don't you take this time instead to kind of focus inward, do some stuff for yourself, you know, take yourself out on some dates, you know, treat yourself, go out to dinner for yourself, you know, dress yourself up for yourself, start those hobbies that you've always been interested in. Just treat yourself like you would treat your partner for a bit. Trial run dating on yourself. In a weird sense. What would you do for a partner? Do it on you. Just date yourself for a little bit. And I think that'll kind of help build up not only your confidence, but also your enjoyment of who you are and just being around yourself. Because if you love being around yourself, I'm sure other people will also enjoy being around you too. And it's just a matter of sort of biding your time for when it actually is time to put yourself back out there again, you know? I'd say don't rush it. I feel like there's a lot of sort of extenuating things that are kind of happening that are outside of your control. And rather than trying to force it to move forward, in a sense, sometimes you just gotta be like, okay, I'm just gonna let it play out. I'm gonna let things cook. I'm gonna let it simmer on the stove. And while it's simmering, I'm just gonna focus on me for a little bit. You know, that's definitely what it feels like. It's the cards are like, hey, things aren't working out right now at this very moment, and that's okay. Don't force it though. It'll work out eventually, but don't force it right now. Just take care of you right now, and it'll come back. It'll come back. But yeah, I hope that helps, cupboard. Fingers crossed. Sometimes you gotta take a little you time. You know, do a little thing just for you. You got this. You got this. So don't stress if it's not going according to plan right now. Yeah, I hope it helps. I hope it helps. Oh, and that reminds me. I need to check the poll. Did you guys end up tie breaking yet, or do I just need to flip a coin? Oh, hey, you did finally end up tie breaking. Okay. So let's go ahead and look for somebody to read out to. Hi, Bunny Valentine. You're just in time. I'm about to end stream. Welcome in. There's Jen. Jen's playing Pokemon Emerald. That seems fun. She's pretty cozy too. All right, tomorrow we are going to be playing Needy Streamer Overload, which is a visual novel with like raising elements where we try to raise the #1 streamer who definitely has a lot of mental illnesses. We're going to try to address that too. But yeah, so we're going to raid Jen, who's playing Pokemon Emerald, Nuzlocke. Yeah, hopefully I will see you guys tomorrow for Needy Streamer Overload. But if not, no worries. I'll see you when I see you. I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful night. And good night.